Bună ziua, doamnelor și domnilor! Bine v-am regăsit la o nouă ediție a podcastului Povești nespuse cu Adela. Astăzi avem un invitat, surpriză, o persoană care s-a implicat foarte mult în probleme care țin de diversitate în România și este fondatorul Camerei de Comerț a Diversității din România și vicepreședinte al acesteia. Este vorba despre domnul Lestat Monroe, un om de afaceri care astăzi a venit la noi, în studio, pentru a ne împărtăși mai multe despre următorul eveniment pe care urmează să-l facă la Biblioteca Națională a României. Din acest motiv o să vorbesc cu dânsul în limba engleză, iar colegele mele mă vor ajuta cu traducerea. Welcome, Lestat, and I'm very happy to be here and to introduce you to my friends. You are one of the person that involve yourself a lot in sustaining the diversity in Romania. And you decide to establish the Romanian Chamber of Diversity, and you are also the vice president of this. Can you tell us more about what does it mean, Chamber of Romania for Diversity?
Yeah, thank you very much, Adela, for the invitation. Really much appreciated to be here with you and your team today. The Romanian Diversity Chamber of Commerce is a business organization. We're a chamber of commerce, and we're promoting economical growth through innovation, meaning through inclusion of diverse panel of people with diverse background. It can be on gender, it can be on disability, it can be on ethnicity, etc. The idea behind is more people come around the table, more idea we can have to create product, create services, meaning that we can generate new services and product that we can sell to people going on niche market, meaning that we can generate more profits. That's all the beauty about inclusion.
So where did it come, the idea from?
The idea came from a dinner at my place long time ago, and we had some people visiting from Austria actually, and they were into helping some organization locally to create business chambers, but on different edgy topics. And at the time we thought that Romania would not have been ready, and after 2 years, the same people around the same table came back to me and said, after everything we hear on Romania and all your news, perhaps we should reconsider the kitchen. And we thought that rather than to have, one chamber, because in other countries it does exist to have a chamber of commerce dedicated to women in business chamber dedicated to people with disability in business, and so on for ethnicity. I thought if the same problem is the same for all those minorities, because basically behind is the phenomenon of discrimination, perhaps I can create an entity, an umbrella entity, that will fight for all those minorities to be able to afford to do business, to bring them at the table, because that's what we want to try to do at the chamber. And from that simple idea came the Romanian Diversity Chamber of Commerce, which is a unique chamber of commerce in the world. There is no other to today. We are trying to extend the concept to Portugal, to extend the concept to Poland, speaking to people in Italy and also in the UK. It's really hard to find dedicated people because, when I started, I was by myself, plus another person, and the help of, the first members of the chamber that believed in the idea. So to today, we became a leader when it comes to diversity and inclusion in the country. We grow every year. We started with 10 members. To today, we are 40 international corporate. And we are going to open soon our doors to SMEs and entrepreneurs from minorities.
This is great. So you find a big progress in the last period, because this was one of the questions from the moment you started, the moment zero till now. Did you see any kind of progress in what you are doing? And I mean about the mentality that you are trying to change actually.
I see progress at a different level. The first progress that I see is, the first 5 years, we were really working on the awareness, informing people about diversity, about inclusion, about equality. We we defined concepts. We developed several conferences on different topics from gender equality, disability inclusion, LGBT inclusion at work, ethnicity. We created a certification because we saw that we needed to have those members to understand where they were at in terms of diversity inclusion according to the global policy. So we created tools. So from awareness, understanding where they were at, creating tools. So the certification also including the knowledge center, the accessibility solution. All that is like in 5-year progress of time. To today, where we think that our group don't need any, it's not that we don't need the awareness, we always need the awareness, but the awareness of what was done internally in those groups towards outside has been done. Now the next level that we want to reach next 5 years is to promote the idea that inclusion and diversity is not just the right thing to do, it is also a tool to generate profit. And then when we have a different language. When we start to speak about incoming, we have more ears listening to us. That's the next step. That's where we're at today. But I will tell you that I see an amazing progress in 5 years in the communities, especially in accessibility, in disability inclusion. I see more interest on topics that were not easy to about 5 years ago. I'm not saying that the companies go and jump in those topics. I say that are willing to listen, to discuss, to learn from best practices, to learn what others are doing, and try in the coming months, years, to implement those best practices. And sometimes, in diversity and inclusion, the topics are not easy to digest. Not all topics are easy to digest. The one where we have the most problem to bring at the table will be Roma inclusion, for example. It is still an issue to speak about. Or when it comes to disability, depression is still a big issue to speak about. Invisible disability are still issues to speak about. But we see that things are moving. So that's, as long as the machine is moving, I'm really happy. But it has to move in the right direction.
Yeah, people are much more open to come to the table and discuss about these topics. We also feel this regarding our children, and we find out that when you go in the street, people are much more understandable, and they are willing to help, and they understand what are the problems. And this is also due to the effort that many organizations like yours and like ours were doing in the past years. I'm very happy to hear all these stories, because it's very important to exist a lot of such organizations that are fighting for the rights of people, for the minorities mainly, because they cannot help themselves so much, so they need support. Most of them, don't have the tools, the instruments to fight alone, so they need somebody to reach to the right decision makers. And I know that starting with last year, you create one of the biggest events about accessibility in Romania. It's the Accessibility Expo that was taken place last year, and because of the impact that it had, and the importance of it, and the feedback from the companies, of the people that visited the exhibition, you decide to make a new edition this year.
Second edition, yes.
And it is going to happen in September, right?
Yes.
Can you tell us more about Accessibility Expo, where we really invite everybody to come, to see, to know the people that are coming there, because are great people. Most of them are people that make everything from their heart, and you will know very different people there. So tell us, what is the Accessibility Expo? How did it start, the idea? Because it was a unique concept here, and it was of a great impact.
So Accessibility Expo second edition will take place this year at the National Library, 18 September to 20. So it's an event of 3 days. The idea behind the expo is to bring communities together because, again, we speak about awareness, exchange of best practices, and it's an event that is going to regroup several activations. The first one is an opportunity job hub for inclusive employers, where all members and non-members will come under the patronage of Unde Lucram to try to seek new potential workers. We will, like last year, invite job seekers from the disability community. Last year we had 150 CVs deposited in 3 days. That was enormous. We will have after a zone for service and products. After that, we have an NGO zone and an UPA zone. After that, we will have activations that brings people together. So we created, in collaboration with the French Embassy, an accessible film festival. We'll have 2 locations, one at the Expo for mobile disability and another one at the French Institute at Elvira Popescu, which has the only cinema to today which is accessible to people with view and hearing impairment. We will have also an e-gaming and game accessible zone with a competition where children with disability, with no disability compete together online. Board games for the elders like me, basic, like not basic, but the old type of board games. We will also have the billiard academy of people with disability that will come and practice there. I spoke today to an association that will come with a specific archery equipment for blind people. So, and they will make demos with people so people can realize that. And again, that's the beauty of the expo, is bring people together to make people realize, to make us realize that people with disability can do the same thing than us, just a different way. Yeah. And that's what we wanted to create. You asked me how the idea came to me. It's a simple constatation. We've been doing 7 conferences a year since day one, so since 2020. So we reached the 5th year this year, and more during those conferences, whatever is the topic, we had young parents, really young parents, coming to me or my team, and they wanted to join the chamber. So we are explaining to them, we don't take individual people, but you can present us the companies. And no, I just want to stay close because I want to know who are the companies that are hiring people with disability. So the first question is, but why? And we understood that those people were parents of young children, 3 to 7 years old, that were part of the disability community, and they wanted to be informed. Yes. So that's the level where we are at today, information awareness. That's also the idea of creating a platform of 3 days where people can find out services, find out amazing schools like Koning that do something for children with disability, finding doctors, finding service, any type of service providers, even smart products, to have those 3 days concentrated on that, on information, make new friends, make parents with children with experience, with parents with children that have less experience in the domain. That's also a need. But we also have, during the expo, we will have a RAD conference that you participated to last year as a speaker. RAD is an amazing place for HR and the communication department, marketing department to come and learn all the best practices that are in place today about accessibility of the workplace, about workplace inclusion of people with disability, about how we practice recruitment in the best condition for that community. But also we are going to touch edgy topic this year on the EU Accessible Act, which is really important for communication and marketing department, because what the Act permits is should not be just an investment. It should be considered as a return on investment, because to be able to give access to your product and services online is permitting your company to reach a niche market that can generate a profit. People with disability today in Romania, it's not like 20 years ago, they gain a buying power. More and more they are integrated in the society and at the work level. So they have a salary, so they can spend their money. And we need to start to get interested into those people as any type of other buyers.
Yes, it's very interesting. Last time I remember it was even helpful for the organization because we come close with each other and we start to know what services others are providing. And for example, for my school, I got in contact with different other NGOs that are promoting services for the kids from the school, and we had different partnership after the expo, and it was great. We really knew very nice people there, and they were very useful for what we've done during last year, and that's why we are coming with all the hope and enthusiasm to the next edition, and we are sure that it will be a greater one and bigger one, and with a lot of public coming. And we invite all the parents that have children with disability to be there, because it's very important for them to get the necessary information for extracurricular activities, for example, where the children with disability can be involved. Because when I was a parent of a child with disabilities, this was the lack of information was very big. So I never knew what to do with my son, where to take him, I wish to take him to different activities, but I didn't know where to go. So here they have really the opportunity to find all the providers of the services, and they can find out where to play theater, where to find a teacher that play music or teaches music, or a company that is providing equipment, accessibility
Any type
equipment.
of services and products can be represented there. And we invite more to contact us through the website and on social media, and to find a spot with us to be represented. It's important to be able to have diversity there. It's important also to mention people that it will, at the job fair, for example, it will be a great opportunity not only for job seekers from the community, but also their parents, that the caregivers, most of them, they don't have the possibility to have a full-time job next to it. Those corporates that will be represented there, some of them are interested into doing part-times. Some of them are interested to accommodate you, just like the little free time that you could have to make the extra money that permits you to do something with it. So it's also really important to mention that.
So they can find a lot of solutions for their problems, because you know how it works. Your organization, you identify the need, and after this you bring up the solution that they satisfy the need, which is the correct way of making business or whatever. Because you identify, really, there are a lot of parents that cannot go to work because they should stay as a social assistant to their parents, and they lack money. They need a lot of more money. So it's very nice if you sought to a solution and discussed with company to offer them a part-time job, so they can have an extra income in order to have a better life. This is very good.
Yes. And then yesterday, I was meeting with the Princesa Margareta Foundation, and to see how we could do something together, because they do focus also on elder. Becoming elder is also becoming sometimes a disability, and we thought that we could put their community of elder with our community of children with disability. The elder, reaching a certain age, may be distant from their own family. They are demanding of conversation, of socializing, and I saw at some other organization children with Down syndrome socializing with elders. having communication together, playing together. So it's also that the expo to put together different, part of different communities that never met each other and put them in touch, put them in contact.
Yes, it's great.
So
It sounds so nice.
we will also do that. Yeah.
It will be very nice. And I know also that you have there some places where you find protected organizations
Yes.
that are making a lot of services and they sell different products that are done with the help of
People with disabilities. So UPAS, Unitate Protejat.
Yes.
It was really important in the development of the chamber to start to reach out to them. There's several reasons for that. First, I believe in that system because they have to employ, I think it's 30% of their employees at least, which is enormous. So it's a good source of employment for within the community. The second is that people, the corporate that we represent, most of them do not understand the laws. They've not been communicated correctly to them, or they didn't thought of it. And we need to make clear, a NUPA is a great alternative when a corporate does not employ people with disability, because sometimes, according to the industry, they can't by law, but they still have to pay for that fine to the state. And those fines can go extremely high, sometimes 100,000 euro a year. Half of that money can be redirected to buy product and services from UPAs. And the wrong concept we have today is that a UPA is hand and craft or is small little things, products, but it's not that anymore. That was perhaps true 20 years ago.
More manufactural things.
Exactly.
And
Today
and
it's recording studios, communication, accounting. There is that great lady that was also with you, Angela, I could say, with Untitled. I mean, and she has several. I mean, great system. And we don't. Those corporates don't think about that option to redirect that. Those fines, because at the end we also have to be true to ourselves. The Romanian state, and that fine that is paid by the company for not employing people with disability, doesn't go into a special fund to develop accessibility, neither to help the community. It goes to the state's
in one pocket,
and they do what they want.
They do
exactly.
with the money.
So we need to think about that, and we need to make good use of those fines. So we won't be a big zone. It will be, I think, about 10 UPAs selected. The sad reality is, we have that list of all the UPAs, we call them, but I don't think they are used to have an organization that do something like this for them. So for them, sometimes we had the impression that when we were calling them, it was kind of strange that some people wanted to come and help. And conversation went short sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. And sometimes they were extraordinary. And sometimes, let me call also my friend. He has a NUPA here, and let me see if he wants to participate. So we managed to get a good group to be representative. And the next step in the development of the chamber is to create that, what we call internally the procurement sustainable ecosystem, which is a pool of corporate owned at least 51% by someone from a disadvantaged background, including women entrepreneurs, but also include the UPAs. And that pool of, directory of those companies goes directly to the corporates we represent in order to help them to make their own procurement system more diverse. Because starting next year, the law will oblige them to report on KPIs, and procurement has to be diverse, but they need to prove it. So the problem is, where do we go? To today, if you're an international corporate and you have a procurement system and you put a bid on the table to get some services, whatever is the service, the profile is the same, didn't change for 20 years, white male. Not white woman, white male. So where do we go? Where do we look for those people, for those pearls? We created the database and we want to promote them.
During the Accessibility Expo is going to be a big conference in the whole 3 days. So can you tell us about what subjects are going to be discussed during this conference?
So the conference is that conference that we started since the beginning, because we were really pioneer when it comes to inclusion of people with disability in the workplace. We created a conference called RAD, Romania Accessibility Awareness Day. And every year it's a conference where people, corporates, but also specific NGOs like yours last year, come and share best practices. We need to inform our peers. We don't even, at that level of inclusion, I don't want to say competition, I say peers. We are peers in that domain. Our peers know what is done internally, what works, what doesn't work. Because the idea of that conference basically is to help other corporates to do the same than us, if not better. We want to give them the key to not lose time, to not make the same mistake that we did. We don't need to make the same mistake. We need to learn from the mistake, share those mistakes, give those information to the next door, and they need to take that package and start their own program, implement new things, share with us what worked with that new implementation. So you see, that's how we create this conference. That's why we need that conference. And this year we will focus on, I have the agenda here. The first panel will be on breaking barriers and building inclusive foundation. This is everything about the policies and global policies implemented. So the global policies on disability inclusion implemented locally on the local market, but also the policies at the governmental level, what we can change, what can be, what are implemented, what are the new rules, etc. We will have, I think, Denton's Romania will come and speak about specific laws. So for employment law, for example, would be a great spot to come and listen about what is changing when it comes to the new EU regulation in accordance with the local market. The second panel will be on recruiting, retaining, and advancing disabled talents. We need to understand here that not every corporate can hire people with disability. There is some industries that have restriction, but we should not stop there. We need to understand what type of disability fits your industry. That's really important.
Very important.
And then after that, the recruitment, there is still some bias. And again, yesterday I was speaking with someone that was scared about putting job advertisement on platform and saying that this advertisement is for people with disability. And I explained to her, because it's an information that we have from the Conseil National Against Discrimination, positive discrimination in that case specifically does not exist. Do not be scared of putting those type of advertisement. It is an exceptional case. We can do it. And during that panel, we will also exchange ideas, obviously, on how to attract people with disability, because we need to be attractive when we're a corporate. We need to inform them that physically we have accessibility, that we have training in place for the existing team, that we will also train them, because some of them never had the job before. So we need to explain to them, how is the corporate world, or do we explain our disability without being ashamed, that it's a zone where there is no shame to have, that we are to help people. The third panel is going to be the one that will speak about data culture and leadership for sustainable change. And here we will speak about the EU Accessible Act, about digitalization, about also collecting data, what is right, when it is not right to do it. So it's a really wild, and I'm still adapting the program because, according to some domains, we can still when we have a good domain and we think that there is a subject on there to go deep down, we will add it up to the topics. So still a work in progress. We still have a month.
No, it's a lot of work to do. I know how it is and how big effort is to arrange everything there. And I admire you for this.
Thank
and
you,
it's
Adela. I
really,
appreciate it. From you,
really
it's great.
a good job that you are doing. And now because
we will have at the opportunity job, we will also have workshops for people with disability to learn how to present a CV that pops out from the list. We will have also, so that's a CV clinic. We will have mini section of speed interviews to help them, because again, some of them never postulated to a job. They may be scared about the job interview. So let's practice together with specialized people. I believe that we will have Delia from Kaufland, which is an amazing recruiter, and she's blind herself, and she's gonna pass on some specific information, I believe, to those people, give them some tips. She may be part of the CV clinic also. So great person to know, and also a great example of things are possible, you know.
So it's great, and it's very important for everybody to be there, because you will have a lot of information, and you for sure you will select the one that it's needed for yourself. It's impossible to don't find an answer to your problems.
To your problem, exactly.
Yes, because there are so many people that are coming there to offer from their experience, their services, their know-how, in order that everybody can have a better life. So don't feel shy to come there, because I've heard many people telling me that they are shy, they are I don't know what, but it's very important to bring them there, to see, to come in contact with people that offer those services, to know their opportunities, to know that even if they have a child now, they should be informed for the future, to know what are the opportunities for their child in the future, to know how to direct him in education in order to reach to the point he wants.
It will be a safe zone. It's an event made for the people with disability. Has been created with last year we've done a survey, so we learned from the survey. It's a zone where it's a place where you will have inclusive employers that are well aware of disability. They are well aware of so much things because they practice inclusion and diversity at work. So it will be a friendly environment for everyone.
It was also last year. It was a very friendly atmosphere, and everybody was happy, and we were hugging, and it was full of love. All this event was full of love. That's what it was my feeling, and I felt very, very nice, and it was very cozy. It
was really cozy. And then this year, we will have the film festival. We will have several films. We will have on the parking space, we will install some poofs, bean bags, and people will be able to watch a movie together. So we will have like extra activity, extra time, little orientation, little business during the day, relaxed time after, so it will be perfect.
Yes, so you should be there. Also, because I know that there are many companies that are supporting this event. Can you name them?
Yeah, sure.
Actually, I think it's important for everybody to know that there are a lot of companies that are
make the extra step to help that event to be alive a second time this year. We're really thankful to Kaufland, which is our main partner. We also have Untitled that joined us as a main partner this year. We have Bedfair Romania, so it's Bedfair Development that is based in Cluj. So not only people from Bucharest is thinking about the event. He went far up to Cluj. Imagine. We have also BT, Banca Transilvania, always being a big supporter of the disability cause. Dentons Romania, which is a big law firm in the country. We have Raiffeisen Bank also. And we have a few more that we're still discussing with, but we need to.
It's great. It's great.
We need to get them in.
They have this in their politics of the company, and a lot of big companies started to integrate in their policies this topic about they are taking into account the people with disability and their well-being.
I think those people understand. They have the big picture. They understand that there is so much things at that level that they can do, that disability inclusion is not just the right thing to do, but it can be also implemented at work. So through recruitment, they practice it. Helping NGOs, helping organizations, they practice it. But also when it comes to be adaptive through their services and product, they also include, as we spoke earlier, marketing diversity. They do have products for those for that community, and it makes me really happy that we have great leaders that are part of the chamber, because they're all members, understand that big picture. That it's not just like, let's do it because it's the right thing to do. Let's have, I say it like this, but somehow it makes me think about, let's drink our own syrup, we need to drink our own medicine. We cannot just tell people, be inclusive with people with disability. Have your own medicine. And they do it extremely well.
For sure, I will be there, our team will be there, and I hope that the parents of our kids to be there, because they have a lot of things to do and to learn about.
We have a lot of activities.
Yes, at the end of our interview, I will ask you several questions. I want you to be very short. The biggest mistake you've done in business was?
To be too generous.
Yeah, you don't know this, It's maybe the providence is helping you on other sides.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes I'm thinking the same, but it always pay off. I wake up in the morning motivated by?
Coffee.
Nice.
Don't speak to me before coffee. That's my rule.
What Romania needs the most right now?
Oh, that's a tough question. There's a lot of needs that we need, but I think Romania needs to be more inclusive. We're inclusive to a certain level, but we need to, to be more inclusive to much more things. We had I'm sorry, I don't want to make it too long, but that's a really good example. We had our conference on gender equal conference in financing a few months ago, and basically it's bank leaders, financial people that come and speak about, the place of women in that industry. And even if we think that every financial industry is gender equal because they employ 50-50 men, women, and that the board is the same, at the end of the conversation, I had one of my board members that came to me and participated as a speaker. She came and she said, and she's a woman, she's at the board level at our organization, but also in our organization, really powerful woman. She came to me and she said, Lestat, I just realized we are not that inclusive even when it comes to gender. So you see, we still need to work. We're working on it. We're going to go through it, but inclusion, it will change, but we need to work on inclusion.
And now it's more general. If I could change one thing in the world tomorrow, it will be?
Oh, it's a difficult question also. If I could change something in the world, I will not have AI and not have social media. If I pick one, I'll say social media. I will remove social media from the world.
You think that it's affecting us?
From what it became, it's out of control. I mean, people don't read information, they read posts. Posts are not verified. Meta, Instagram, Twitter and others, they lifted the restriction on who want to say what, so you can basically go and say whatever you want. There is more and more attacks towards minority on those groups. it developed chronic disease. It's known now, depression, lack of focus. It's proven. When I see children in restaurants and they're like 3 or 4, and the parents are at the table and they are also on their own phone, and the kid is on his own, where's the conversation? We lose that.
They're not speaking with each other. They are speaking just typing. And
I also see it with my children. I did restriction. They didn't get a phone before 12. I restrict the social media, but I see the change of attitude. One of the punishment home is no more social media for 1 month. The change of attitude, the next two days after, I tell my daughter and my son, saying, you know what, you're another person. I like you better now.
Yes.
A change, 2 days, 24 hours.
Yes, it's true. It's true. It's true.
42 hours.
I saw it also
48.
with my son. It's
It
very
is.
true.
It is.
And that's why they don't know how to communicate. They become aggressive, and we saw a lot of change.
That
in
new
their
generation also has more lack of empathy than us, than our generation, and to express their feelings. They don't know to. When I see my kids and their friends, I mean, I was used to hug people, a hug. You know what I mean? A hug. You take people like this. They go like that. I'm like, they are friends. They go like that. No, that's not. It's like the emotions. They lose those type of things.
Yes.
But I mean, look, they didn't have it easy. There are kids from COVID period. At one point, we were speaking about, online. What do you call that? To have an online play date. We're doing online play date. I mean, this was like, So yeah, I will suppress that.
Yeah, nice.
I will erase that, definitely.
Okay, Lestat, it was a pleasure to have you here, and
Pleasure was mine.
And we'll meet on 18th.
18 to 20, 3 days.
We'll start at 9 o'clock. Yeah.
9 o'clock until 6 every day.
Okay, it's
and
very
then we will
important
have
to know. So
a lot of things to.
We can have a lot of chances to know each other, to have nice activities for our children and for the people that want to find a job, and to have a lot of information about this world of people with disability and what are their opportunities now on the market. So thank you for being here today. Iar pentru voi, vă dau întâlnire săptămâna viitoare de la ora 16, joi. Și nu uitați, ne revedem la Accessibility Expo. Numai bine!